Constipation and its correction by exercise *****. Transcribers note some minor changes to the text are noted at the end of the book. Little Blue Book No. 1435 edited by E. Haldeman Julius Constipation and its correction by exercise C. O. Benson, Instructor of Physical Education, Washington University, St. Louis, Missouri. Haldeman Julius Publications, Girard, Kansas. Copyright, 1929, Haldeman Julius Company, printed in the United States of America. Contents, page Causes of Constipation 7 Exercises for the Prevention and Correction of Constipation 20. Constipation and its correction by exercise. Constipation, or dyskinesia, is one of the important influences in making people old before their time. The breaking down of the faculties and functions supposed to be due to old age is in reality due to the accumulation of waste and bacteria in the intestines. A habit of life which keeps the bowels clean will set old age back to the time when men will enjoy perfect health to the utmost limit of a normal span of years. At the present time, the normal span is 58 years. There are many people who think they are quite normal, though they never had a regular daily movement of the bowels without the aid of laxatives in years. Yet, these same persons will not let the gasoline line on their automobile stay clogged one day. The body is a very delicate organism, and it must be taken care of in a thoughtful fashion. A poisoned night is spent if a day is missed without a bowel movement, for the body cannot carry waste a great length of time without serious injury to it. Under a normal life, the bowels should move at least once a day without artificial aid. Results of constipation: when food remains too long in the body, it decays, putrefies, and develops into very active poisons. With this decaying comes a depressing feeling caused by these wastes being absorbed into the blood. Then, to make matters worse, this putrefaction retards the bowel action, thus keeping the poisons in the body. Thus, constipation results. Some of these poisons are not so harmful, yet others are very capable of infecting the body, and these enter the blood stream via the intestines and reach other organs where they may cause a chronic disease. Constipation brings many other ills besides that of poisoning and infecting the body. If this decay occurs too frequently, very serious infections may develop. Frequently, diseases associated with old age, such as rheumatism, kidney trouble, and disturbances of the gallbladder, are the result of a constipated condition which has run for years. The retained masses of putrefied food in the digestive tract many times displaces and distends the bowels, with the ultimate result that it reacts on the nervous system and the circulation of the liver, and causes much suffering. Appendicitis is often traced to the continuous constipated condition. Other results of constipation can be dizziness, offensive breath, headache, loss of pep and vitality, bad temper, poor complexion, stomach disorders, skin eruptions, sleepless nights, loss of appetite, stupor, and piles. Causes of constipation: lack of exercise. One who leads an inactive life must expect to have a flabby body. Lack of exercise lowers the tone of the whole body, and especially the abdominal viscera. This is an unhealthy way to live, for it offers no incentive to the stomach and intestines for the vigorous digestion of food. A good workout daily will stimulate and tone the intestines for better functioning. Unless your work involves a great deal of outdoor walking, a daily walk cannot be overestimated in the treatment of constipation. Learn to stride along with the head and chest up, breathing deeply. Walking in this fashion will do as much good the last 10 minutes as the first 10. This exercise will stimulate the appetite and increase the physical and mental tone of the body. It is a life-enriching as well as life-purifying habit. Learn to take a few workouts in the gym every week, that is, if you are physically able. However, before you plan your workout, have your health doctor plan your program and limitations, and what it should include. In the back of the book will be found exercises that will aid in the correction of constipation. These exercises will be found very beneficial if used daily. Improper diet. One of the chief causes of constipation is improper diet. Correct feeding alone may cure constipation. Even this rule has its exception, for there is a form of constipation associated with proper diet. This brings out the point that it is essential to have a health examination frequently by your family doctor, for he will give you correct knowledge of the condition of your body immediately. Before taking up the matter of food, it must be remembered that the purpose of this book is to give exercises to cure constipation, and not to plan a diet. Your doctor will give you a correct diet. However, it is essential that the food should be chewed until it is almost a pulp before swallowing. This will aid the stomach and whole digestive tract in assimilating the food. The spirit of happiness and cheerfulness is important when eating. It cannot be overemphasized. In fact, laughter during the mealtime is very good for the digestive tract in digesting the food. This buoyancy of the mind will aid a great deal in the correction of constipation. It is the only exercise that can be used successfully while eating. Do not be downcast while eating, as this will prevent normal digestion. The typical breakfast is usually orange juice, eggs, toast or rolls and coffee. This breakfast will satisfy hunger and supply energy, but it does not meet the demands of health. It is true that this breakfast includes the necessary nutriments, but it does not contain bulk or roughage, which are sometimes desirable in order to give the bowels something to work upon. In order to give the body foods with roughage, bran may be used in moderation. However, bran does not agree with everyone. The indulgence in this food should depend upon the advice of your physician. Fruit will cure constipation quicker than any constipation remedies ever advertised. Oranges, orange juice, figs, dates, and prunes are very good for the prevention as well as the correction of constipation. It is a very excellent idea to have some form of fruit for every meal. It cannot be overemphasized. Vegetables are an absolute necessity in everyone's diet. Nature gives us food values that cannot be estimated in importance. They clean the interior of the body and act as a broom in the digestive tract, that is, if they are eaten twice a day. They are a mechanical necessity to the intestines. Their bulk is absolutely needed to stimulate the intestines to activity. Foods which contain no mechanical stimulation, such as purees and gruel, are open to objection. Pastries are very constipating due to the pasty element, for the secretions of the digestive tract cannot assimilate them. The psychic effect of a monotonous diet may cause poor digestion, resulting in constipation. Such foods as eggs, milk, cheese, particularly cottage, pot smearcase and cream, white rice, tea, chocolate are said to be constipating because they seem to slow up the action of the intestinal tract. On the whole, eat foods that originally gave the human race its vigor, and you will get all the food values, the sunshine, and fresh air, which that food has absorbed during the days of its growth. Laxatives do not cure constipation. They may serve to make it chronic. Yet 1/4 of the people use them regularly. They only give artificial stimulation to the bowel movements. Every laxative, no matter how innocent in itself, is a habit-forming drug for the bowels. They lash the bowel into action once or twice, or a few times. After that, the bowels will refuse to work without a laxative administered. The dose becomes larger and larger until heroic doses are consumed. No laxative or any form of bowel washing should be taken unless advised by a physician. Poor posture ranks on a par with lack of exercise and improper diet in the cause of constipation. Poor posture aids in the slipping of the abdominal organs out of their respective places, resulting in a tangled mass, which will act as an interference on the normal bowel action. As a general rule, poor posture hinders deep breathing. Thus, there is no compressing movement upon the organs of the abdominal regions, such as is found in a normal upright person. Deep, vigorous breathing is an aid to a normal bowel movement. Good posture is an absolute necessity for the freedom of the bowel acting. During defecation, faulty posture during defecation causes insufficient emptying or difficulty in moving the bowels at all. Many closet seats are too high. The proper altitude is one that brings the knees a little higher than the posterior. A high closet seat can be remedied by using a footstool to support the feet, thus bringing the body into proper posture. Hurried defecation. A normal defecation ordinarily takes about 2 to 3 minutes, but owing to the abuse of resisting the call, ordinary defecation is not always secured in the normal time. Thus residue is left in the large intestine. This offers difficulty when a call comes some later hour, for the residue becomes hard and dry. This residue in the colon results in the condition known as irregularity in answering call. Irregularity in answering nature's call causes irregularity of bowel action. Nature's call means that enough waste is in the colon to cause automatic processes to set in action the bowel movement. If for any reason the bowels are not permitted to move at once, the call usually disappears in a few minutes and may not reappear for some time. Thus, the wastes lie in the colon with the water in them being absorbed by the intestine, causing the wastes to become dry. Due to these wastes remaining in the intestine, distension is produced in the colon and defecation may become difficult or impossible without mechanical aid. The water of the waste which is absorbed into the bloodstream affects the body, causing lower vitality and fatigue affecting the nerves. Treatment. Hygiene is an important factor in restoring the body to a condition of health. The various abuses of the body that make for constipation should be corrected. General habits, and especially that of neglecting nature's call, should be corrected. Without good hygiene, the treatment of constipation cannot be successful. Proper diet. See your doctor and have him make out a proper diet. However, the diet should contain a sufficient amount of roughage, such as vegetables, fruits, and bran. Milk should be used for its vitamin qualities and nourishment. Rules for proper eating. Do not eat too much. Do not study your food while eating. Enjoy what you eat. Chew your food until it swallows itself. Eat regularly. Do not eat when tired. Take a brisk short walk after eating, as this is an aid to the digestive processes. Laxatives and enemas. These should be used only upon the consent of your doctor. They do not cure, and if possible should be avoided. Mental attitude. Patience is necessary, and the feeling "I can't" should be changed to "I will." This feeling can do more than drugs. Do not hurry defecation. Regularity. Visit the toilet at least once a day, not to read, but to move the bowels. Aim to establish a habit by visiting the toilet the same time every day. Use of water. Most people drink too little water. 6 glasses of water a day is the minimum, and 8 are better. Even more should be taken in hot weather. Avoid ice water, for it chills the stomach. If ice water is the only water available, sip it slowly. Water should be taken freely between meals. A glass at each meal will help digestion, and there is nothing that so helps the bowels as a glass or 2 of water before retiring. Bathing. After taking the exercises described in the back of the book, a bath should be taken. Take a shower or tub bath for 2 minutes with the temperature between 95 degrees and 100 degrees Fahrenheit, for cleansing purposes. This should be followed by a quick cold rub over the entire body. Dry with a rough towel until the skin glows. This should be followed by a cold, wet towel rubbed on the abdomen for a few minutes until it attains a reddish glow. Then dry the body thoroughly, dress quickly, and you will have a keen appetite for the morning meal. Exercises. The effectiveness of certain exercises in overcoming constipation has been scientifically proved. Diet alone will not cure constipation. Diet and exercise should be used together, and the victim of constipation should not neglect either. Suitable diet and proper exercises can usually be relied upon to cure the most obstinate case of constipation. They will very frequently banish that tired feeling and make one tingle with energy and vitality. Everyone needs exercise other than his work, for work tires the same old muscles and the same old back day after day, while it neglects the vital muscles around the waist. Work wearies, while exercise refreshes. Exercise builds up the muscular system and makes work easier. Exercise may be harmful if too vigorous, and if the patient is not accustomed to it. These exercises as described below should be indulged in mildly at first, and as the body becomes accustomed to exercise increase the dosage. Monotony in doing the same old exercise cannot be condemned too vigorously. It is better to spread the dosage of work around the different parts of the body rather than to concentrate too vigorously on the muscles of the waist. The continuous repetition of certain movements results in fatigue, which causes atonic conditions about the parts involved. Regular exercises in the open air, and getting the abdominal muscles and organs in first-rate condition, is the first step in securing longevity of life and renewed vitality. This will increase the appetite and strengthen the voluntary muscles of defecation. Vigorous exercise diverts the thoughts from business and household cares and relieves an important factor in constipation. Hill climbing, walking, running, horseback riding, and all forms of games are the best forms of exercise for the cure of constipation. It so happens in many cases that the individual is not physically fit for such activities, and then the following exercises cannot be used to advantage until the patient is able to participate in recreative exercises and games. In the following exercises that of raising both legs to a right angle from the lying position is purposely omitted because of the severe action on the abdomen and the paralyzing effect on the sensitive nervous systems of that region. Often an exaggerated condition of constipation comes from this type of exercise. In the following exercises it must be remembered that good posture is necessary for the proper effect on the vital organs. Exercises for the prevention and correction of constipation. Exercise 1. Position, lying on back on floor, hands on sides, legs straight. Action, arch the body upward, forming a bridge with the weight resting on the heels and shoulders. Remarks: this is an excellent exercise before retiring. It can be done 10 to 20 times without fatigue. Exercise 2. Position, feet apart, arms side-shoulder level. Action, twist the body to the right side, bend slightly forward, keeping the knees straight and touch the right foot with the left hand, the right arm being stretched straight up over the body toward the ceiling. Exhale and draw abdomen well in. Repeat exercise twisting the body to the left side and touching left foot with right hand. Exercise 3. Position, lying on back on floor, hands by sides, legs straight with the weight of from 2 to 4 pounds on the abdomen. Action, breathe slowly and deeply. The abdomen should rise and fall rhythmically as you breathe. Exercise 4. Position, body erect and on toes. Action, full knee bend, extend arms forward. Exhale and draw abdomen in. Rise to normal position, keeping abdomen in. Raise the chest and then inhale. Exercise 5. Position, feet apart, arms side-shoulder level. Twist the body to the right side, lean slightly over the right knee, inhale. Return to normal position, then repeat to the left side. Remarks: all twisting is done above the hips. Exercise 6. Position, stand erect with chest up, chin in. Action, bend or sway from side to side, moving from the hips only. Remarks: the arms should wave loosely like the branches of a tree. Exercise 7. Position, lying on back on floor, hands by sides, legs straight. Action, draw the right knee to the chest and exhale. As the right knee is returned to its normal position, the left knee is drawn to the chest. Remarks: a variation of this exercise for those whose abdominal muscles are weak, the knee may be lifted to the chest and compressed to it by both arms being wrapped around it. Exercise 8. Position, lying on back with the body well relaxed. Action, expand the chest, pulling it well up and letting the abdomen become hollow. Count 6. Then make the chest small, pushing down and making the abdomen large, and count 2. Remarks: do this 3 to 5 times without breathing, then take several slow, long breaths. Repeat this exercise from 15 to 20 times. A variation of this exercise may be done by getting down on all fours like a cat, and doing this exercise. Exercise 9. Position, stand erect with hands resting on hips. Action, raise the right knee until it is at right angles with the body, with the toes pointing towards the floor. Extend the foot forward until knee is straight and stretch. Return leg to normal position and repeat with the left leg. Exercise 10 position. Stand erect with hands resting on hips. Action, stationary run, with high knee action, that is, bring your knees up well in front of you and land on the balls of the feet. Exercise 11 position, same as exercise 10. Action, draw the right knee to the chest and squeeze with both arms. Raise on toe of the left foot. Replace the right leg and continue exercise by repeating with the left leg. Remarks: an alternate compression and stretching movement is given the abdominal organs. Exercise 12 position, stand erect with fingers interlaced behind the neck. Action, draw the abdomen in, lift the chest and look straight up towards the ceiling directly above you. Turn your head slowly to the right and then to the left. Remarks: do this exercise about 6 times. This is a very good exercise before taking the morning shower or bath. Exercise 13 position, stand erect with the hands above the head. Action, bend body forward and touch toes with the hands. Exhale and draw in the abdomen. Return to the normal position and inhale. Exercise 14 position, lying on back with the hands tightly closed on the shoulders. Action, lift the chest and take a deep breath. Put your head back, then bend the body to the right. Stretch the left arm forward and the right sideward. Stretch vigorously. Exhale and return to the normal position. Repeat to the left side. Remarks: this is an excellent first exercise in the morning workout. It can be done while lying in bed. Yawn, stretch, and grunt as much as you wish, for the circulation is stimulated. Exercise 15 position, sitting on chair directly below the chandelier or light fixture. Action, keeping head directly underneath chandelier, make a circle with the abdomen from right to left, or from left to right. Crumple down, then straighten up and you are making your circle. Remarks: do this 10 to 20 times. It is one of the best exercises for the cure and prevention of constipation. It may take some time before one can make the circle in a real circular fashion. Exercise 16 position, feet together, standing with the hands above the head. Action, twist the body to the left side. Place the left hand on the hip, and with the body in that twisted position, touch the outside of the left heel with the right hand and exhale. Return to normal position and repeat to the right side. Remarks: knees should be straight during the entire exercise. It may be impossible to touch the heel, but stretch down as far as possible. In returning to the normal erect position, bring the hand out and up. Exercise 17 position, lie on the back in form of a cross with arms extended. Action, carry right foot up to the left until it touches the left hand. Repeat, using left foot touching right hand. Remarks: a difficult variation of this exercise may be done by doing the exercise in a standing position. Exercise 18 position, lying on back with arms above head on floor, keeping knees straight. Action, assume a sitting position and touch toes with hands, exhale. Return to sitting position, keeping abdomen in, then slowly return to the normal position. Stretch and then inhale deeply. Exercise 19 position, body erect, hands on hips, feet apart with knees straight. Action, bend to right, then to left. Remarks: do not bend too far backwards. Repeat this exercise about a dozen times. Exercise 20 position, body erect, chest up, feet apart. Action, turn head and shoulders to right as far as possible. Then swing arms, head and shoulders in the opposite direction. Remarks: waist muscles should be as lax and lifeless as possible. Let them twine around the body, as if tied to the body with strings. This should be a daily exercise, and can be used by people of all ages. It is very beneficial. Exercise 21 position, stand erect with hands on hips. Action, bend right and reach towards floor or ground. Reverse movement to left. Remarks: in reaching towards floor, bring the hand only to the knee at first and then with each successive stretch bend a little lower until ground is reached. This exercise is very helpful in preventing or curing constipation and torpid liver. Exercise 22. Position: stand erect, hands on hips, feet apart. Action: swing hips as far to right as possible, then to left. Keep head as nearly as possible in starting position. Remarks: hold hips a second or two in each position, i.e., right or left. Exercise 23. Position: body erect, hands on hips. Action: bend forward very slowly, hinging only at hips, while keeping back straight and face to front. Bend low enough so that back is parallel to floor. Return to normal position slowly. Remarks: you will not like this exercise at first, but it is a very helpful exercise. Repeat exercise 3 to 5 times. Exercise 24. Position: stand erect with hands high above the head. Action: bend to right and bring hands to floor near the right foot, going down slowly. Reverse movement and swing hands directly overhead and down to floor near left foot. Remarks: repeat in each direction 4 or 5 times. Combine deep breathing with this exercise. Exhale as you bend in one direction and inhale as you reverse movement. Exercise 25. Position: stand erect with hands on hips, feet together. Action: bend forward until back and legs are at right angles. Turn right by pivoting at waist and swing head and shoulders around in a large circle until they have been returned to starting position. Reverse movement and swing around in opposite direction. Remarks: keep knees straight. Do not bend too far backwards. This is a very strenuous, but very effective waist strengthener and liver stimulating exercise. Do not use until you are accustomed to exercising. Exercise 26. Position: stand erect. Action: take a full breath, hold it, reach out right and left, close fists tightly and tense arms. Repeat 2 or 3 times. Now take another deep breath and reach as far as you can with the feet while tensing the muscles of the legs. Remarks: this is an excellent exercise in beginning the morning workout. Exercise 27. Position: lying on back very lax and lifeless. Action: take a full, deep breath very smoothly through the nostrils and at the same time expand the abdominal muscles as much as possible. Hold breath a few seconds, relax waist and abdominal muscles very slowly and then draw in and upward and exhale. Repeat 5 to 10 times or oftener. Remarks: one of the best exercises a frail, weak person can take and quite as valuable for strong folk. Exercise 28. Position: stand erect, arms on level with shoulders. Action: swing right foot around to a position 2 feet from left side of left foot, thus twisting the legs. At the same time swing head and shoulders as far around to right as possible while keep the arms straight and in line with each other. Reverse and swing as far as possible to the left. Remarks: repeat exercise 8 to 16 times. This is a good exercise to strengthen and make flexible a good many muscles of the body. Exercise 29. Position: stand erect, hands on hips. Action: right foot raised backward, bend forward until back and legs are at right angles, exhale. Return to normal position. Repeat exercise 4 times to both sides. Exercise 30. Position: stand erect with chest up, chin in. Action: expand chest and abdominal muscles suddenly while bringing hands up quickly above head at the same time taking a deep breath just as quickly as possible through the nostrils. Hold breath a few seconds, then exhale very slowly as you lower hands to starting points. Repeat 3 to 5 times. Now take breath very slowly while bringing arms up laterally till hands meet above head. Bring arms back to sides very quickly and suddenly exhale completely through mouth. Repeat 3 to 5 times. Remarks: another part can be added to the above exercise by taking a deep breath and counting 50 without taking more breath. The above exercises should be indulged in as you arise in the morning. They will give you pep and vitality that is needed to carry on a successful day. They will give the abdominal organs the workout that will prevent and correct constipation. These exercises are in reality liver regulators. You will undoubtedly discover, after doing these exercises, that you feel better in every way. It is essential to take several deep, long breaths between each exercise. Do not do the same exercises every morning. Pick out 5 and do them vigorously for 15 minutes. There are enough exercises for 6 days of the week, thus you will not become tired of the monotony of exercises. Transcribers note obvious typographical errors and punctuation errors have been corrected after careful comparison with other occurrences within the text and consultation of external sources. Some hyphens in words have been silently removed, some added, when a predominant preference was found in the original book. All misspellings in the text, and inconsistent or archaic usage, have been retained. The table of contents has been changed to link page 20 to the exercises for the prevention and correction of constipation section on page 18. Page 19. Rhythmically replaced by rhythmically. End of the Project Gutenberg ebook Constipation and its correction by exercise updated editions will replace the previous one, the old editions will be renamed. Creating the works from print editions not protected by U.S. copyright law means that no one owns a United States copyright in these works. So the Foundation, and you, can copy and distribute it in the United States without permission, and without paying copyright royalties. Special rules, set forth in the general terms of use part of this license, apply to copying and distributing Project Gutenberg electronic works to protect the Project Gutenberg concept and trademark. Project Gutenberg is a registered trademark and may not be used if you charge for an ebook, except by following the terms of the trademark license, including paying royalties for use of the Project Gutenberg trademark. If you do not charge anything for copies of this ebook, complying with the trademark license is very easy. You may use this ebook for nearly any purpose, such as creation of derivative works, reports, performances, and research. Project Gutenberg ebooks may be modified and printed and given away. You may do practically anything in the United States with ebooks not protected by U.S. copyright law. Redistribution is subject to the trademark license, especially commercial redistribution. Start. Full license. The full Project Gutenberg license. Please read this before you distribute or use this work to protect the Project Gutenberg mission of promoting the free distribution of electronic works. By using or distributing this work, or any other work associated in any way with the phrase Project Gutenberg, you agree to comply with all the terms of the full Project Gutenberg license available with this file, or online at www.gutenberg.org/license. Section 1. General Terms of Use and Redistributing Project Gutenberg Electronic Works 1.a. By reading or using any part of this Project Gutenberg electronic work, you indicate that you have read, understand, agree to and accept all the terms of this license and intellectual property, trademark or copyright agreement. If you do not agree to abide by all the terms of this agreement, you must cease using and return or destroy all copies of Project Gutenberg electronic works in your possession. If you paid a fee for obtaining a copy of or access to a Project Gutenberg electronic work, and you do not agree to be bound by the terms of this agreement, you may obtain a refund from the person or entity to whom you paid the fee as set forth in paragraph 1.e.8. 1.b. Project Gutenberg is a registered trademark. It may only be used on or associated in any way with an electronic work by people who agree to be bound by the terms of this agreement. There are a few things that you can do with most Project Gutenberg electronic works even without complying with the full terms of this agreement. See paragraph 1.c below. There are a lot of things you can do with Project Gutenberg electronic works if you follow the terms of this agreement and help preserve free future access to Project Gutenberg electronic works. See paragraph 1.e below. 1.c. The Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, the Foundation, or PGLAF, owns a compilation copyright in the collection of Project Gutenberg electronic works. Nearly all the individual works in the collection are in the public domain in the United States. If an individual work is unprotected by copyright law in the United States, and you are located in the United States, we do not claim a right to prevent you from copying, distributing, performing, displaying or creating derivative works based on the work as long as all references to Project Gutenberg are removed. Of course, we hope that you will support the Project Gutenberg mission of promoting free access to electronic works by freely sharing Project Gutenberg works in compliance with the terms of this agreement for keeping the Project Gutenberg name associated with the work. You can easily comply with the terms of this agreement by keeping this work in the same format with its attached full Project Gutenberg license when you share it without charge with others. 1.d. The copyright laws of the place where you are located also govern what you can do with this work. Copyright laws in most countries are in a constant state of change. If you are outside the United States, check the laws of your country in addition to the terms of this agreement before downloading, copying, displaying, performing, distributing, or creating derivative works based on this work, or any other Project Gutenberg work. The Foundation makes no representations concerning the copyright status of any work in any country other than the United States. 1.e. Unless you have removed all references to Project Gutenberg, 1.e.1. The following sentence, with active links to, or other immediate access to, the full Project Gutenberg license must appear prominently whenever any copy of a Project Gutenberg work, any work on which the phrase Project Gutenberg appears, or with which the phrase Project Gutenberg is associated, is accessed, displayed, performed, viewed, copied or distributed. This ebook is for the use of anyone anywhere in the United States and most other parts of the world at no cost and with almost no restrictions whatsoever. You may copy it, give it away, or reuse it under the terms of the Project Gutenberg license included with this ebook, or online at www.gutenberg.org. If you are not located in the United States, you will have to check the laws of the country where you are located before using this ebook. 1.e.2. If an individual Project Gutenberg electronic work is derived from texts not protected by U.S. copyright law, does not contain a notice indicating that it is posted with permission of the copyright holder, the work can be copied and distributed to anyone in the United States without paying any fees or charges. If you are redistributing or providing access to a work with the phrase Project Gutenberg associated with or appearing on the work, you must comply either with the requirements of paragraphs 1.e.1 through 1.e.7, or obtain permission for the use of the work and the Project Gutenberg trademark as set forth in paragraphs 1.e.8 or 1.e.9. 1.e.3. If an individual Project Gutenberg electronic work is posted with the permission of the copyright holder, your use and distribution must comply with both paragraphs 1.e.1 through 1.e.7 and any additional terms imposed by the copyright holder. Additional terms will be linked to the Project Gutenberg license for all works posted with the permission of the copyright holder found at the beginning of this work. 1.e.4. Do not unlink or detach or remove the full Project Gutenberg license terms from this work, or any files containing a part of this work, or any other work associated with Project Gutenberg. 1.e.5. Do not copy, display, perform, distribute or redistribute this electronic work, or any part of this electronic work, without prominently displaying the sentence set forth in paragraph 1.e.1 with active links, or immediate access to the full terms of the Project Gutenberg license. 1.e.6. You may convert to and distribute this work in any binary, compressed, marked up, non-proprietary, or proprietary form, including any word processing or hypertext form. However, if you provide access to or distribute copies of a Project Gutenberg work in a format other than plain vanilla ASCII, or other format used in the official version posted on the official Project Gutenberg website at www.gutenberg.org, you must, at no additional cost, fee or expense to the user, provide a copy, a means of exporting a copy, or a means of obtaining a copy upon request, of the work in its original plain vanilla ASCII, or other form. Any alternate format must include the full Project Gutenberg license, as specified in paragraph 1.e.1. 1.e.7. Do not charge a fee for access to, viewing, displaying, performing, copying or distributing any Project Gutenberg works unless you comply with paragraph 1.e.8 or 1.e.9. 1.e.8. You may charge a reasonable fee for copies of or providing access to or distributing Project Gutenberg electronic works provided that you pay a royalty fee of 20% of the gross profits you derive from the use of Project Gutenberg works calculated using the method you already use to calculate your applicable taxes. The fee is owed to the owner of the Project Gutenberg trademark, but he has agreed to donate royalties under this paragraph to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. Royalty payments must be paid within 60 days following each date on which you prepare, or are legally required to prepare, your periodic tax returns. Royalty payments should be clearly marked as such and sent to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation at the address specified in Section 4, Information about Donations to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. You provide a full refund of any money paid by a user who notifies you in writing, or by email, within 30 days of receipt, that he does not agree to the terms of the full Project Gutenberg license. You must require such a user to return or destroy all copies of the works possessed in a physical medium and discontinue all use of and all access to other copies of Project Gutenberg works. You provide, in accordance with paragraph 1.f.3, a full refund of any money paid for a work or a replacement copy, if a defect in the electronic work is discovered and reported to you within 90 days of receipt of the work. You comply with all other terms of this agreement for free distribution of Project Gutenberg works. 1.e.9. If you wish to charge a fee or distribute a Project Gutenberg electronic work or group of works on different terms than are set forth in this agreement, you must obtain permission in writing from the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, the manager of the Project Gutenberg trademark. Contact the Foundation as set forth in Section 3 below. 1.f. 1.f.1. Project Gutenberg volunteers and employees expend considerable effort to identify, do copyright research on, transcribe, and proofread works not protected by U.S. copyright law in creating the Project Gutenberg collection. Despite these efforts, Project Gutenberg electronic works, and the medium on which they may be stored, may contain defects, such as, but not limited to, incomplete, inaccurate or corrupt data, transcription errors, a copyright or other intellectual property infringement, a defective or damaged disk or other medium, a computer virus, or computer codes that damage or cannot be read by your equipment. 1.f.2. Limited warranty, disclaimer of damages except for the right of replacement or refund described in paragraph 1.f.3. The Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, the owner of the Project Gutenberg trademark, and any other party distributing a Project Gutenberg electronic work under this agreement, disclaim all liability to you for damages, costs and expenses, including legal fees. You agree that you have no remedies for negligence, strict liability, breach of warranty, or breach of contract except those provided in paragraph 1.f.3. You agree that the Foundation, the trademark owner, and any distributor under this agreement will not be liable to you for actual, direct, indirect, consequential, punitive or incidental damages even if you give notice of the possibility of such damage. 1.f.3. Limited right of replacement or refund. If you discover a defect in this electronic work within 90 days of receiving it, you can receive a refund of the money, if any, you paid for it by sending a written explanation to the person you received the work from. If you received the work on a physical medium, you must return the medium with your written explanation. The person or entity that provided you with the defective work may elect to provide a replacement copy in lieu of a refund. If you received the work electronically, the person or entity providing it to you may choose to give you a second opportunity to receive the work electronically in lieu of a refund. If the second copy is also defective, you may demand a refund in writing without further opportunities to fix the problem. 1.f.4. Except for the limited right of replacement or refund set forth in paragraph 1.f.3, this work is provided to you as is, with no other warranties of any kind, express or implied, including but not limited to warranties of merchantability or fitness for any purpose. 1.f.5. Some states do not allow disclaimers of certain implied warranties, or the exclusion or limitation of certain types of damages. If any disclaimer or limitation set forth in this agreement violates the law of the state applicable to this agreement, the agreement shall be interpreted to make the maximum disclaimer or limitation permitted by the applicable state law. The invalidity or unenforceability of any provision of this agreement shall not void the remaining provisions. 1.f.6. Indemnity. You agree to indemnify and hold the foundation, the trademark owner, any agent or employee of the foundation, anyone providing copies of Project Gutenberg electronic works in accordance with this agreement, and any volunteers associated with the production, promotion and distribution of Project Gutenberg electronic works, harmless from all liability, costs and expenses, including legal fees, that arise directly or indirectly from any of the following which you do or cause to occur. A. Distribution of this or any Project Gutenberg work. B. Alteration, modification, or additions or deletions to any Project Gutenberg work. And C. Any defect you cause. Section 2. Information about the mission of Project Gutenberg. Project Gutenberg is synonymous with the free distribution of electronic works in formats readable by the widest variety of computers, including obsolete, old, middle-aged and new computers. It exists because of the efforts of hundreds of volunteers and donations from people in all walks of life. Volunteers and financial support to provide volunteers with the assistance they need are critical to reaching Project Gutenberg's goals and ensuring that the Project Gutenberg collection will remain freely available for generations to come. In 2001, the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation was created to provide a secure and permanent future for Project Gutenberg and future generations. To learn more about the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation and how your efforts and donations can help, see sections 3 and 4 and the Foundation information page at www.gutenberg.org. Section 3. Information about the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. The Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation is a non-profit 501(c)(3) educational corporation organized under the laws of the state of Mississippi and granted tax-exempt status by the Internal Revenue Service. The Foundation's EIN, or Federal Tax Identification Number, is 64-6221541. Contributions to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation are tax-deductible to the full extent permitted by U.S. federal laws and your state's laws. The Foundation's business office is located at 809 North 1500 West, Salt Lake City, Utah, 84116, 801-596-1887. Email contact links and up-to-date contact information can be found at the Foundation's website and official page at www.gutenberg.org/contact section 4. Information about donations to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. Project Gutenberg depends upon and cannot survive without widespread public support and donations to carry out its mission of increasing the number of public domain and licensed works that can be freely distributed in machine-readable form, accessible by the widest array of equipment, including outdated equipment. Many small donations, $1 to $5,000, are particularly important to maintaining tax-exempt status with the IRS. The Foundation is committed to complying with the laws regulating charities and charitable donations in all 50 states of the United States. Compliance requirements are not uniform, and it takes a considerable effort, much paperwork, and many fees to meet and keep up with these requirements. We do not solicit donations in locations where we have not received written confirmation of compliance. To send donations or determine the status of compliance for any particular state, visit www.gutenberg.org/donate. While we cannot and do not solicit contributions from states where we have not met the solicitation requirements, we know of no prohibition against accepting unsolicited donations from donors in such states who approach us with offers to donate. International donations are gratefully accepted, but we cannot make any statements concerning tax treatment of donations received from outside the United States. U.S. laws alone swamp our small staff. Please check the Project Gutenberg web pages for current donation methods and addresses. Donations are accepted in a number of other ways, including checks, online payments, and credit card donations. To donate, please visit www.gutenberg.org/donate. Section 5. General information about Project Gutenberg Electronic Works. Professor Michael S. Hart was the originator of the Project Gutenberg concept of a library of electronic works that could be freely shared with anyone. For 40 years, he produced and distributed Project Gutenberg ebooks with only a loose network of volunteer support. Project Gutenberg ebooks are often created from several printed editions, all of which are confirmed as not protected by copyright in the US unless a copyright notice is included. Thus, we do not necessarily keep ebooks in compliance with any particular paper edition. Most people start at our website, which has the main PG search facility, www.gutenberg.org. This website includes information about Project Gutenberg, including how to make donations to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, how to help produce our new ebooks, and how to subscribe to our email newsletter to hear about new ebooks.